No, you ruined it. Okay. All right, episode 2 of KARATEKAST. We are back, babies.
Yes, we are.
With Hothead and Flash.
Yes, us. Hothead and Flash.
Make sure you guys say your us's for the day.
Yep. Cross your T's, dot your I's, and say your us's.
Can we make that a shirt?
Yes.
Dude, that's a shirt and a half, dude.
Dot your I's, cross your T's, say your us's.
Karate.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna make a shirt that says that.
Let's make it super cool though. Rugged.
That'd be fun. I like the idea though. All right. Well, back on track. What we're gonna talk about today is going over COVID-19 and kind of how it's affected the karate world all over the country and all over the world.
Oof.
Yeah. Big oof. Big giant freaking oof. Right? Now, with that being said, COVID-19, terrible, awful thing. Sucks. Okay. I think we can all agree on that. Now, it's affected a lot more than the karate world, obviously. It's affected the economy, the jobs, and people's lives and relationships, and everything ever has been affected by COVID-19, basically. You know?
It's ridiculous.
It is. I agree. It sucks. It really sucks.
See, not even in the karate world, the whole world, business shutting down, people's lives going under.
Yeah, I mean, just the other day, karate schools are suffering from this disease, this pandemic, because karate schools have to shut down, or they have to close, or unless they can figure out something, a lot of karate schools are SOL, which isn't the best. It's not the most ideal situation for any of them.
And all just about everyone's sport in the world is on hold. Yeah. Everything's on hold.
Everything's on hold. The world is literally on hold, and schools, karate, jiu-jitsu gyms, dojos, fight gyms, those places are starting to open back up, but they're not at full force yet. They're not back to where they were 6 months ago,
But we almost aren't we getting closer to finding a way to do contact again?
I think so. I just know it depends on the karate school or the gym, because I know jiu-jitsu gyms, all they do is contact. They grapple and they roll. They have to have contact. Now, it's up to the people who train there to actually go and roll, because if they roll, it's totally up to them how much they roll and how often they go. And if they want to risk catching the disease to go train, then that's their choice, and I'll respect that. Shoot, I'm dying to fight. I'm dying to kickbox and point fight, man.
Yeah, man, I'm itching hard.
Yeah. And see, that's just talking about karate schools in general, and gyms, because technically the karate schools fall under the gym aspect of the world, and gyms are just now opening to 75%, or not 75%, but 75 people at a time in the gym. And you got all these big gyms around the state of Colorado, for one, Vasa Fitness. They opened up not even a year ago, and they had to shut down, but they're open back up, right. And people are going in as much as they can. It's a very popular gym, but those places have been affected.
But I feel like there's a difference between opening gyms with weights, weightlifting gyms.
Right, yeah, no.
Because they can just wipe down their equipment.
Exactly. And they, even before this, I feel like you should be doing that anyway, because if you're a big old gross sweaty person and you're just working on a machine and then you leave your big gross sweaty stuff on there, what the heck, dude? What the heck, girl? You can't do that. That's so gross. So nasty. Ugh.
Dude, that's why everyone's going to be clean freaks after this one.
Yeah, I agree. And I was already a germaphobe before this. I would wash my hands after I scratched my eyeball or something, man. Whack. But yeah, I mean, like gyms where you go to lift weights, those places have different regulations than a karate school, because right now we are at 50%. No, we're allowed to have 25% capacity or a maximum of 50 people in the dojo right now, which is okay. I mean, with the space we have, it's easy piece of cake. But we still have to clean and sanitize after every single class, and that's just how COVID has affected it, and how COVID-19 has affected the karate realm of things. And we haven't even gotten to like the tournament aspect of that, because I mean, and kind of touch on that a little bit. Karate tournaments around the world have been canceled, and people who have pre-registered have either gotten like some sort of credit to a tournament, or they have gotten their money back, which I think both is good. But when you plan all these trips, like, you got to take into account like hotel fees and airfare fees and registration fees, and now these tournaments.
So much that goes into a tournament.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Because then you have to look at you have to see like, well, what do the promoters do in this situation? Because I know there's like 2 tournaments I know of right now that are still going to be held in person. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how many competitors they're even going to get. And I'm going to be very surprised if they even still allow it to happen. And it'll, like, one tournament's going to happen beginning of August. The other's going to be in like the middle of July. But still, man, like, just with things how they are now, and cases are still coming up every day, you know, these tournaments might have to get canceled last second. I hope they don't, but
all of our tournaments in Colorado, yeah, they're canceled, aren't they? For the rest of the year.
As of right now, yeah, there's going to be no more tournaments in Colorado. There might be like towards the end of the year, but even then, I highly doubt it. Like, if you're only allowed to have 50 people in a building, 6 feet apart, you can't have that at a tournament.
Funny thing is, with this whole COVID stuff, yeah, it's a big deal. A lot of people go to tournaments. A lot of old people go to tournaments, but people are scared. I believe that full contact should come back. I really do. This is so over the top, blown out of proportion.
Oh, definitely. A lot of COVID-19's fear factor has come from social media, and that's just getting blown up off of social media. And I mean, I don't want to say rightfully so, but like, I mean, if you're being dumb and you're going out every single day to crowded places, you run the risk of catching it. You know, this disease is all about time, like how much time you spend with somebody who might have it. And even if somebody does have it and you spend a minute with them, you're not going to catch it. Like, you have a 0.0001 chance of getting it if you spend a minute with somebody who has the virus.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's with this sickness going around, the sound of people fighting and getting all close sounds gross, but that doesn't mean you can get it.
Right.
It really doesn't mean you can't get it.
Yeah, you'd have to like get sneezed on, get coughed on, and they'd have to like spit in your mouth and all that gross stuff just to even have a slight chance. At that point, you'd catch something totally different than COVID-19 if someone sneezed or coughed in your face and spit in your mouth. Like, I don't know why anybody's doing that anyway, honestly, but like,
so if you're fighting, keep fighting.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, if you're training at a jiu-jitsu gym, we're not telling you to stop. If you're training at a fight gym, don't stop. You know, as long as those gyms are following, cleaning regulations and excuse me, they're following cleaning regulations as well as health rules, just to keep their spaces clean and safe. Because I know there's a lot of people who are, a little skeptical about the disease, and that's fine. People are going to have their different opinions about it, but like, if you have somebody who's deathly afraid of getting sick because they have asthma, or they're in the age range of where they're more likely to die from the disease, I totally get that.
Yeah.
You got to respect those people's decisions for themselves. Like, if you have a family that they all have asthma and they don't want to go anywhere, okay, great. That's totally okay because they are in a high risk area for COVID-19 because it is a respiratory type of disease. And like if you have if you have students or if you just have people you know that are in the like they're a little bit older folks and like they're also in the risk of catching it, and they're just at a higher risk of catching COVID-19. You know, their immune systems can't fight it off. Therefore, like, just because it is a respiratory disease. Now, kind of going off of that, like, you get, like, at karate tournaments or just any sort of event, you're going to get the grandparents and the people who have asthma, and you're going to get all those people who like to go to those events to support whoever or shoot, even compete.
Yeah, we got some old people competing.
Yeah,
it's awesome seeing them.
Yeah, they kick butt.
Scary.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's for them. It's not worth the risk. And at that point, like right now, it's like a lot of people. It's all about the risk. Well, is it worth going out to the grocery store and getting this? Maybe. Is it worth going back and training? I don't know. You know, but for a lot of people right now at this very moment, it's not worth the risk. You got 50% of people like, it's not worth the risk right now, especially with my situation. Not mine personally, but with, just for example. But you also have people, like the other 50% of people like, no, I need to train. I don't care if I get it. I'm probably going to get it anyway. You know, you have like the two sides. You have people who like, don't care, and you have people like, I care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Let's talk about some working out. People I see are using this COVID crap to not work out as an excuse. If you want to change your life and be a better all-around person, go wake up at 4 a.m. and do a 2-mile run.
I don't know about that, but I agree.
Like, no, that's just a gym. Wake up. Go do something.
Yeah, wake up and do something productive. Don't just wake up and lay in bed for 2 hours and then decide to get up. That's what I did this morning. But whatever. You have those days. Yeah, wake up. Go do something productive. Doesn't even have to, go learn something. Go read a book. Go work out. Go walk around your neighborhood. I've seen a lot of that, actually. Like at the start of the quarantine, people are like, I don't want to be inside. And it's all about choice, like just because for the last few weeks, that has kind of come down because now people that are returning to work and kids are actually having like their summer programs or whatever, like people stopped walking and doing those things. Like when quarantine started, I've seen so many people I have never met before around my neighborhood. I'm like, oh, who are you? I've never seen these people, and they're all up walking around, walking their dogs, walking with their kids, and
good.
Yeah, that's great. It's
well,
good.
I see so many people, and so many will talk to me about it. They post about it, and they complain. All they do is complain. Oh, I'm too fat. Oh, I'm too this. I'm too dumb. Then do it.
Yeah.
Especially for high school students. School's been out since March.
Yeah.
At least here in Colorado, I've been out of school since March.
Yeah.
You know how much stuff I did?
You've been doing a lot, man.
Getting out and doing stuff, getting after it, and these people are just gonna sit here and complain and be like, "Ooh,
yeah,
it's ridiculous."
You're gonna have those people who always are gonna be like, "I don't want to do anything," or they can come with every excuse in the book, but all you need is just a little push and kick in the butt just to go do something. Whether it's a friend or a family member or a video, significant other, just to be like, hey, let's go do something and just go. That's all it takes. And it's really hard to motivate yourself to go do something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For the people like for COVID they had like shut down schools and gyms and everything ever. But if you get those people who are like, you know what? I'm still dedicated. I still want to train. I still want to get better. We've had people text us and say, hey, what can I do at home? I sent out a list to my fight team. It was like, here's what you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Here's your workout schedule for the entire week.
Good.
Yeah, if you guys want to train, you do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I don't care. This is completely up to you. And putting that responsibility on them versus yourself. Because if you get the serious fighters and the serious competitors, they're going to still train. They're going to train no matter what.
Exactly.
Like we took a empty room in my house and we made it a mat room, so I could still train in there. Well, I couldn't be at the karate school. So I took it, used it for a long time, and then now that I'm back in the dojo, I don't really need it, but, I'll still use it. It's a mat room, for goodness sake. Every martial artist wants a mat room in their house.
Oh, 100%. I want a whole dojo in my house for me.
That'd be sweet, man. Just boom, basement dojo.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Get all the homies.
Exactly. Fight club. Go run a fight club in your house, man.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Like John Hackelman.
Yes.
The greatest trainer just about all time.
Yeah. I wonder how he's dealing with this. I don't know if his school's opened up.
Yeah.
Is the pit opened up? Do you know?
No, the pit's not open up.
Dang.
If you don't know what the pit is, Chuck the Iceman Liddell.
Mm-hmm.
That's his trainer.
The
his
first
trainer
UFC superstar.
Yeah, man. He blew up the sport. Speaking about UFC, that was a sick transition you go to, man.
Don't say that.
Oh gosh, no. But speaking about the UFC though, how they're the only sport. Yeah. This is why the UFC is superior to all sports, because they are the only sport to still put on fights.
Yeah.
What?
I know. Right now, they've had 2 events in the last 3 weeks.
They had three
events.
They had 2 cards and
a fight night.
And a fight night. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. See, so they took a little break since March or something.
Oh yeah. They didn't. They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, they mastered the system because they're not scared.
Yeah.
Like all these other people.
I mean, these fighters, that's what I'm saying. Like these fighters that still want to fight and train, they're still fighting and they're still training, and they're they're fighting in the UFC.
And the UFC tests them every day of fight week. Just about every day in general, leading up to the fight, and
they're still being safe and following regulations as best they can.
And putting on shows,
yeah,
they usually take some 6 hours to build a ring, build the lights, and put on the show. Right. They do it in 24 hours now, which is it's a lot of time compared to them. It's still fast, but they do it in sections and they do it safely.
Yeah, because right now they don't really need to set up stands for an audience.
No,
because they're still running the fights, but they're not letting people in, which is fair. But you can still watch it at home for pay-per-view on pay-per-view, ESPN Plus or whatever it is. So yeah, UFC is smart. They're staying above the water. They're keeping their heads above the water to run their program and keep fighters fighting and keep their program on top, because now they're probably going to pull in a lot of fans and a lot of new fans, just because they're getting fans are like, oh, what's this? People are fighting? Yeah, I'll watch that, when those people would normally watch basketball or some other sport.
Yeah. So
I bet you they're getting a lot of new fans, and that's good for them. Good on Dana White and Joe Rogan.
Oh, dude, Dana White, he said about it, he goes, either I'm going to lose the company and lose it all, or I'm going to gain a lot of new fans and more money. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, he took the more money and new fans things and just kind of.
He is probably one of the best businessmen.
Yeah, smart guy, very very smart guy.
Dude
just
because. Done it all.
Yeah. He's still running the UFC. He's been running the UFC for as long as I can remember. I think he's doing the right thing by still running fights, but just not allowing fans in there.
Yeah, which is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even allow, there's only the fighter and the cutmen's, the corner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then
it's just the fighter and his team, right?
Yeah. Huh. Which is super cool.
Yeah, definitely. And that's only what each team is composed of: the fighter, which is one person, and then 2, 3, 4 other people.
Yeah, 2 to 4.
Yeah,
2 to 4 cornermen.
So yeah, if you think and that's still pretty safe. You have that team who's always together anyway. So you've probably got let's say a team of 5, including the fighter. So you got 2 teams of 5. There's your 10 people. Then you got your judges and your shoutcasters and your is Bruce Buffer still doing the?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then you got Bruce. Guy's
The
awesome
man
too.
Bruce.
The man. It's time.
Let's get him to do a custom It's Time KarateKast.
That'd be sick.
You can for like $5.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Unless it's skyrocketed in price because of COVID. Yeah, I saw it. You can get him cheap.
Let's do it. I'll look into that after this.
Bruce Buffer.
Bitch.
Let's get him on the podcast.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Bet. Let's
Light
do
work.
it.
I'll just
Let's
call
do
him.
it. Karate Crest. We'll do it.
We touched hands. Everyone's freaking out right now. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Hothead and Flash touched hands.
See, you crybabies motivate me to be a better person. Like, I go out and work out. I want to drop 20 pounds. During this COVID stuff, I dropped 15 pounds. Oh, motivation.
Yeah.
I want to do better. Oh, I did better. I'm in a podcast.
Yeah, man. Yeah. See.
I wish we started this earlier.
Me
though.
too. This would have been a lot of fun.
We could have had a lot of episodes by now.
Yeah, we could probably had, like, we started in March. We would have had probably a good, 20 episodes? If we do this every week?
Yeah, and then we're pumping out some good fun videos.
That's true. We're doing our first training video this Saturday, by the way.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, man, we're going to vlog. This boy's going camping.
Yeah, I won't be in it, so
That's okay.
that sucks. It's my 18th birthday, though, right now.
Yeah, today he's
I'm an
18.
adult.
He's
What?
officially an adult.
Yeah, so I decided on my birthday to go film a birthday podcast episode. That's how much I love it.
Birthday podcast.
That's what's up. Kids at heart.
Yes, definitely.
You like Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, man,
Whoa.
it's sick.
Let's get Dragon Ball Z stuff.
What do you mean?
Put it on the table.
I could get the fanny pack we saw yesterday.
Oh, yeah. We're so off topic.
It's okay. We have time. But just kind of circling back a little bit. We're good. It's fine.
Circling back. Zzz. Yeah, that's going to happen a lot.
Yeah, probably. Whatever. This is supposed to be fun. So, we were just talking about how, like, the UFC is the only organization that is actually running events. Like, we talked about, they've had 3 events in the last 3 or so weeks. It's been Fight Night and 2 cards, right?
If I am... Yeah,
That sounds right.
It is.
Because, they ran 250, 2 weeks ago, and then 249 a week or 2 before that. And... who was on 250? Was that Amanda Nunes on that card?
I think that was Nunes.
Yeah, that's right. Amanda Nunes and Cody Garbrandt. Those are the 2 names I remember.
Yeah, and Cody Garbrandt got that vicious knockout,
Yeah,
and then Sean
nasty.
O'Malley came back to the UFC, got his vicious knockout. What a great card!
Yeah.
If you haven't watched that fight, go watch the highlights.
You need to
of it.
watch those fights, people. UFC is
Beautiful.
awesome. UFC is the most primal sport out there.
Exactly.
All you are out there with a mouthpiece and kind of somewhat padded gloves, and you're just trying to go at each other.
8-ounce gloves, 8 ounces. That is
Oh, that's
thin.
it. Oh, yeah, that's pretty thin. That's half a pound. Yeah, half a pound on each of your hands.
Getting
that's
hit with that?
Basically, bare
no,
knuckle
dude.
brawling, dude. That's awesome. But yeah, props to the UFC for continuing their events and letting people watch, because you can still pay-per-view it. You can still do all that stuff. Get it on ESPN Plus. There's all these ways you can
Which
watch.
is dumb.
What?
I hate ESPN Plus.
Really?
I hate it.
Why?
It's another stupid stream network. I mean, it makes sense that they did it, don't get me wrong. But they have the UFC app.
Oh,
They don't
that's
even
right.
do anything on the UFC app anymore. You can't even get fights off the UFC
I
app.
bet ESPN bought them out.
Oh, 100%.
But ESPN's really they're up there in the sports world, because
Well,
they show all the
the
football
sports
games
world.
and soccer and basketball. Yeah, ESPN is the sports world nowadays. It's just okay.
Which is crazy.
It is crazy. And also props to the owner of UFC, the president, Dana White. Or is he kind of like both?
Well, little history lesson. Dana and the Fertitta brothers, they bought the UFC, so he's still an owner, but he's the
Okay.
president because they sold the UFC.
How long ago was that?
That was a couple years ago. So yeah, so Dana's still the president.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the first owners, but sold it.
Cool. I mean, still props to that guy for just keeping his organization alive, you know, and also props to him for buying an island.
Fight Island.
Yes.
Off
Fight
of Dubai.
Island. I know.
What?
Yeah. This mofo's trying to make Mortal Kombat happen, dude.
Oh, and he can.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be sweet. He needs to host like a traditional old style UFC tournament where you just get a bunch of weight classes.
Let's bring it back to Pride. Let's bring it back to Pride, dude.
I bet you there's plenty of 155 weight class out there, or plenty of 170-pound fighters.
Screw it. Let's get a bunch of amateur fighters at these weight classes. Let's not even get the big names. Let's not get big names. Let's get amateur fighters.
Let's get some more. Let's make some more big names in the UFC.
Which we need to. We need to already. You guys need to invest into the prelim fighters because they're getting good. They're
man. Look at go pull some people from like One Championship or Bellator because I don't know if they're doing their stuff right now. Do you have any idea?
No, they're not.
Yeah, see, I can guarantee you those fighters want to fight too.
Yeah, they're just
because let's see if we can find any information on this. I want to see if One Championship or Bellator was supposed to have any events this year.
Oh, I'm sure they were. I'm sure they all tried.
Yeah, here we go. Here's a fight schedule from Bellator. See, their next event for Bellator MMA is in October 3rd.
If they don't cancel it.
Yeah, if it doesn't get canceled.
Still insane.
Let's see, their past events this year were all back in January, February. Yeah, their last event was February 22nd. Primus versus Boongard, and that was in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah, that was Bellator 240.
Dublin, shut your mouth.
Shout out to Conor McGregor. Shut your mouth.
We've been saying that nonstop the past week.
Conor McGregor's great. Check out his line of clothing. August.
Still obsessed. Hold on, let me look this up real fast. Let me look this up.
Yeah.
Because Conor McGregor, the King of Kings, has a designer brand, which is insane. That man is a businessman.
Yeah, he's got his proper 12 whiskey brand and his clothing line.
August McGregor, that's his clothing line, and then he has McGregor Fast was his strength and conditioning.
That's right.
And he also has a production company on YouTube called The Mac Life. And he has his own press people to go to these fights and interview fighters and stuff, even with So that's just him.
Yeah, this dude's set. Conor McGregor's fine.
After the Mayweather fight, he literally is set for life. He had to do nothing. But no, he still pushed it because he is productive.
He is the man.
Is that One Championship?
Yes, their supposed next, and all the events in One Championship are held in Asia. So their next event.
Oh, so they're in the COVID, bro.
Right, they are.
They're in it.
They are the COVID. But I don't know how they're doing their events. But supposedly their next event is July 10th, which is a Friday at Impact Arena in Bangkok, and that's called No Surrender.
I honestly believe, and I guarantee everyone will just agree with me on this one, I don't think Bellator fighters or One Champion fighters can fight and win and beat UFC fighters. I feel like UFC fighters more, even though they're all professional fighters, UFC kind of has the top-notch fighters.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I feel like, but UFC's just been around forever, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the promotion.
Yeah.
That's like, where you make it.
Yeah, if you made it in the fight world, you are fighting in the UFC.
you know you made it
Mm-hmm.
if people start using your company name as a sport. No one says, do you do MMA? They only ask, do you do UFC?
Right.
People ask me that all the time. Do you
Which
train
is a
UFC?
really weird way to ask, but yeah, I agree. Do you do UFC? Do I do Ultimate Fighting Championships? Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do. see, they made it. That's why they're superior. Dana White is a boss hog.
Dana White, hashtag Fight Island, Mortal Kombat it up, sir. I like it. I love the idea. Keep it going, Dana White. But yeah, if you look right here really quick, the past events for one championship, their last event was actually 4 days ago.
What?
Yeah, June 21st. And then the day before that. So yeah, June 20th, 2020 was their first event since...
That's crazy.
Yeah, since quarantine started. Their last event from there was February 28th, 2020, which was that's going to be 4 months ago. It was almost 4 months ago, dude.
That's insane.
That is insane, man. But, yeah, all these other organizations, UFC, One Championship, Bellator, those are kind of the bigger ones right now.
Yeah.
They're doing what they can to keep the fights rolling. I know they've had to cancel a lot of events, and they had to do that for, I think, reasonable reasons, right? Just because COVID took over the world and snap of a finger. But now we're all doing our best to slow down the spread, get back to normal life, and that, guys, that might be a wee while. To be honest with you, I think it might be
what?
Might be a while before everything gets back to normal.
I thought you said Iwiwa. I was like, what?
Iwiwa.
Back to Iwiwa.
No, it'll be a while before we get back to a normal, and even after it, there's going to be a new normal. We're not going to have. We won't be able to go back to the normal we had before this.
We evolved. It's going to be different. It's going to be weird, but we're going to see how fighting goes. Y'all are going to see how local amateur fighting goes.
Yeah, we're going to get some videos up soon. Super excited about that. So we're coming to a close here. We're about 32 minutes in. Pretty good length for our second episode of KARATEKAST.
I mean, and on our first one, not saying we got crazy amount of views and likes, but haven't seen anything bad yet. So keep it going. It's going to be fun.
And soon we're going to be introducing a new character to the podcast.
Dun dun.
Dun dun. But we're not going to tell you his name.
A big name.
Big name. You guys just don't know him yet.
Yeah.
But, yeah. COVID-19.
COVID-19 sucks.
F you, COVID-19.
You lazy people need to get off your butts and do something instead of complain about it.
Do something.
Because, you know what? You should keep doing it because it motivates me to be better. Because you guys can't. Oh, bars. Yeah, don't be lazy. Have a good week, everyone.
Yeah. We'll check you guys later. KARATEKAST out.